And for the more than 300 years, this is being practiced in our center. And let us see how this traditional system will help us for the natural healing. So the chikitsas are all meant for giving an opportunity or creating an environment in which our body heals. So the healing is totally natural. No system of medicine, no methodologies can heal you. It is only treating you. But the treatment ends up in creating an environment so that our body heals naturally by it. This is what actually we are going to see today. We'll go to the next slide. So, how this treatment helps to heal our system from the root level? As we know, uh, all the human system or everything in this nature is Panchabhaudika. Panchabhutas, as you know, that earth, water, fire, air, and space. The herbs what we are using or the materials we use for treatment is also Panchabhaudika. Based on that, how our body balance this energy, that means the three doshas, that is what the principle behind this treatment. So how can we use different system or different methods to balance these doshas in a natural way? Using herbs or even without herbs, we can do a lot of healing techniques. That's what we see today. So Dravya is any substance which is Panchabhaudika by nature. Chikitsa means treatment. How can we heal our system using a system of treatments? And here it is very clearly said, treatment through medicinal herbs as well as other substances. Based on deep understanding of properties of energetics of herbs and materials. Because in Ayurveda, yoga, in Siddha system of medicine, or any ancient system of medicine, we depends on the energy level or balancing the quantum energy, uh, which is primarily using for the healing purposes. So there is a system of treatment called quantum healing, you might have heard, in which even the modern science is getting connected with our traditional system or working together for the benefit of the people by combining the traditional knowledge along with the modern knowledge. Of course, any system which is meant for healing can or should work together. This is one thing which I have very much amazed about the Chinese system. There was one Chinese girl here a few years back before the problems between India and China happened in 2018-19. She came to India to our center for learning about Marma therapy, and she is basically a Chinese traditional system medicine practitioner. She was telling me that if a person go to a doctor, the doctor will ask you what system you like to follow, it seems. Whether you wanted to follow the traditional Chinese medicine or the modern system. So according to the doctors are trained for both. That is the beauty of it. So this also we need to understand that the method of treatment is not important. The benefit of the people are more important. Recently in our country also, I'm very happy that now we are getting a lot of support from the government of India for using our traditional knowledge as well. So let us go to the next system. Every dravya works with different levels. That is one thing we call it Rasa, Guna, Virya, Vipaka, and Prabhava. Well, I'd like to make it a little bit more clear about it. Say, for example, sugar cane. Sugar cane, as we know, is sweet, and it is Shida Guna. Uh, Sorry, it is little bit Guru Guna. And the Virya by nature, it is cold. And vipaka means after digestion, after eating, when it goes to your stomach and after acting with the digestive fire, the result of it, again, it becomes madhura, that is sweet. And on prabhava, that is a unique quality of that is which makes the kapha predominance in the body. So a drug can, or any dravya can act in different levels. If you take the same thing, that is honey, which is also sweet, but it is, by virya, it is hot by nature. It is heavy, and also after digestion, the sweet honey becomes kadu by vipaka. Kadu means spicy after thing. And here in prabhava, it reduces kapha. So understand this, both are sweet, sugarcane and honey, both are sweet by nature. Uh, Honey is Ushnavirya and sugarcane is Shitavirya. By Vibhaga, sugarcane becomes Mathura, honey becomes Kadu or spicy, and in Prabhava, one is Kabhakara, one is Kabahara. So this is the way we need to understand the different materials. That's what we see in the treatment. So by different acharyas, by their keen observations and experiments, they have classified this matter around us. Not only the herbal thing, there are so many things which we use in Ayurveda for treatment. If you look into the traditional Ayurvedic text, even for many diseases, even the urine is being used. According to Ayurveda, there is nothing other than medicine in this world if you know how to use it properly. That is the most important thing. Everything is a medicine. And if we know the application of that, we can use it as a medicine for different conditions. Because everything is Panchabhuta by nature. Our body is also Panchabhuta. Based on the effect of that Panchabhuta or the involvement of Panchabhuta in our body on a specific way, we can use it as a method of treatment or a substance for treatments or healing. That is the most important thing. When we look into the modern aspect of it, everything is made of chemicals, and our body is also made of chemicals. And if we know the amount of chemical used in different materials, you can properly utilize it, or you can properly, modify it in the form of a medicine. So anything and everything can be a matter or a dravya for action or healing. That's what we want to say about this particular thing. So understanding the 5 pillars of herbal action. It is not only herbal, everything act on these 5: Rasa, Guna, Virya, Vipaka, and Prabhava. Guruvadi gunas, they say. Guru, Manda, Hima, Snigdha, Slashna, Sandram, Rustara. Like that, there are so many gunas. Guru means heavy, opposite is light, Lekhu. Manda means moving slowly. Then opposite is Shikra, moving fast. Like that, every Dravyas has got a certain gunas. Then everything has this two Virya, Ushna Virya or Shita Virya. There are only two Viryas. Vipaka, after digestion, what taste it achieves. Prabhava is a specific action of every material. As I told you, sugarcane is kapha kara, increasing kapha. Madhu or honey, even though it is sweet, kapha hara by nature. Kapha will be reduced. That's why good quality of honey can be used as a medicine for diabetes. It should be good quality. It can be used even for that. So this is the way we need to understand this. So there are different tastes we will see. Sada, Amla, Levana, Kadu, Tikta, Kashaya. And uh, Tatra Adya Maridam Khnandi. So they say that the first three tastes, that is Sada, Amla, Levana, sweet, sour, salty, Maridam Khnandi, which pacify Vata. Uh, then the last one, Kadu Tikta Kashaya, which pacify Kapha. Then Swada Tikta Kashaya, which is good for Pitta. So like that, everything we need to understand from the taste, how the taste works in different doshas. That is what we need to understand. Kashaya Tikta Madhura Pittam. So Kashaya Tikta Madhura helps to pacify Pitta. Kadu Tikta Kashaya, which pacify Kapha. Swada Amla Levana. So Kadu Tikta Kashaya means what? Kadu means spicy. Tikta means uh, bitter. Astringent is Kashaya. So this type of Kashayas, Kashaya, Kadu, Tikta, which reduces what we call it as Kapha. Remember, in the case of example of honey, it is Swada by Rasa, but when it goes through the vipaka, the digestion, it becomes Kadu. So the honey works with the Kadu vipaka and its prabhava is Kabahara. So normally sweet taste should increase Kabha, but Kadu, because of its vipaka and prabhava, works as pacifying Kapha. So we need to learn more about the Dravya and its five qualities. This Sada, Rasa, Guna, Virya, Vipaka, Prabhava. Every material, every matter, it could be herbal matter or a non-herbal thing. We need to study about the five aspects of the Dravya. And based on that only, Ayurveda select the food, the medicines, the lifestyle, everything should be based on this particular condition. So, for example, I will tell you one example. You might have noticed that when you travel, you will get constipation. Why it causes constipation? You may be drinking water, you may be eating good, but most of the people might have been experienced this when you are traveling, there's a chance of getting constipation. Why? So traveling means moving, it increases vata. That's a chala by nature. That is the quality of vata. And that quality will increases vata in our body and it ends up constipation. So this way we need to understand about it. Suppose you awaken in the middle of the night. Most of the people, if you didn't sleep after 12 o'clock or about 12 o'clock, you may feel hungry and very acidic by nature. Why? That's the time the pitta aggravates in the body. So by the kala, by the time, it will change. So this way, we need to study about our body and the imbalance of doshas and how to balance it accordingly. In the first example, when you are traveling, you may get constipation. So, what we can do for it to avoid it? Definitely, you need to use some vata hara things, so which reduces vata. So that means, of course, drinking enough water is one thing which increases the which pacifies the vata and increases the what you call the movement of the fecal matter. So generally, we suggest you can use a little bit of, it is available nowadays in the form of capsules also. Eranda thaila. Eranda thaila is a very good vata pacifying drug. Eranda thaila is nothing but castor oil. You can get it in capsule form because eating the capsule, I mean, the castor oil as such is difficult because of the taste. But you get it in capsule form, so easily you can use it. So I suggest people, those who are going for long journey, keep it with you. If it is needed, you use one capsule of Aranda thaila, that is castor oil. So that way you can balance these, or you can overcome this constipation problem. It's a very simple example I am telling you. So here it is given uh, how this sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter, and astringent, these are the taste. Bitter, astringent, and sweet reduces pitta. Uh, uh, Bitter, astringent, and kadu, which reduces kapha. Swada, amla, levana reduces vata. So this way you need to understand. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Then how this work in the guna level. So every dosha has certain qualities. Guna. Uh, Vata, as I mentioned before, it has the quality of lightness, moving. Tatra ruksho, lekhu, shida, khara, sukshma, chalo, anila. So what is the quality of vata? It says that tatra ruksha, which creates dryness. Lekhu, which is light. Ruksha, tatra ruksho, lekhu, shida, which is cooling by nature. Khara means which creates roughness. So any of this quality, if you expose to our body, the vata in our body will aggravate. The kapha will reduce because the kapha has the opposite quality of vata, which will reduce. And so we use in case of vata aggravation. The people, especially after the age of 35, 40, people started getting a lot of vata disorders, the dryness in the joints. When you walk, you will get the sound, cricker sound from the joints. Then the spasm, the muscles becomes very tight. The movements becomes painful. So many vata aggravated qualities will increase in our body. So I used to say to such people, you should learn to love. How to love? So the people may think that they need to find a new lover or something like that. It is not that. What is love means, or what is sneha means? In Sanskrit, love is sneha. What is sneha? Sneha means nothing but which creates snigdhada. What is snigdhada? Which is creating lubrication. Snig means lubrication. So what creates lubrication is nothing but sneha, that is oil or ghee or whatever, there are different types of lubricants available naturally. So you need to use a lot of oil application. That's what I mean by loving yourself. So you should learn to love yourself. That means you should take a lot of sneha externally and internally. So when you start, in Ayurveda, there is a treatment called snehana chikitsa. That means oleation therapy, we call it. External and internal oleation. That is what actually it means. So the snigdha guna, that is what it is mentioned, sanctus, which calms vata, which is opposite to the quality of vata, sneha. So remember from me, from today onwards, you should start loving yourself. Okay. And also love your family members also. So when we say the love, it is not only the oil therapy, but also the love which normally we mean by loving. Usually, I used to say the people, if there is any family issues, what is the reason? I say that there is a lot of oil in your lack of oil in your family. So if two people, if they are in love or if they are in good, balance or in a good harmony, there will be lot of lubrication between them. Suppose if I do, I know I am a, you know, what you call it as a special type of person, reacting my nature and all. I have that quality. I am Pitta by nature, so I spontaneously react. So if my partner, my wife, won't understand by nature of me, there is always a chance of friction. What is friction means? There is a lot of fire, again, lot of fire. So you need to put some lubrication in between us. That is nothing but love. That lubrication in our family life, your personal life, or you and your profession. You select one profession. If there is a lot of rub or friction between you and your profession, then there will be a lot of stress develops there. You should know how to put some oil in that. I mean, it makes it more flexible and movable. So that makes your profession more beautiful. So everywhere you need love, snigdha. Okay, so it reduces the lubrication, it reduces the friction. So that is the way you need to understand this aspect of it, which calms vata. So we'll see the next slide. Then comes to the Virya. So Dravya, Guna, Virya. So Virya means, as I told you, Shita and Ushna. There are only two types of Virya mentioned. And Gunas are 20 types by nature, which I told you. Opposite quality, Ushna, Shita, Lehu, Snigdha, Hima, Ushna, like that. There are so many, you can learn it in detail from YouTube, or there are so many things which is available now in Google also. You can just search for Virya, Gunas of the materials, Gunas of herbs. You can see all the Gunas, and there are 20 Gunas by nature. So the Virya is Ushna and Shita. So as I told you, the Rasa are six by nature. Swada, Amla, Lavana, Kadutikta, Kashaya. And which comes into the Guna, the quality of that. There are 20 by nature. Now we come to the Virya. Virya is the potency of the drug, Ushna and Shita. There are only two Viryas. We can classify all the materials around us into these two categories. Not only the herbal things. Say, if you look into the Swarna, that is gold. Gold is by nature, which is hot, and silver is Shita. So, those who are having Pitta aggravated conditions, you can wear more copper things, silver things, which helps to cool your body, which reduces the Pitta in the body. So like that, we use different precious stones like, Gomaitaka, this sort of things, which also helps to balance the doshas. Even the Navagrahas, because these Navaratnas are connected to Navagrahas, are also having this quality, Ushna or Shita. Chandra by nature, by moon by nature is cooling, which is more connected to Pittahara by nature. Surya is connected to more towards Pitta aggravation. So Chandra is Pittahara, Surya is Pittakara, which increases the heat. So like that, everything in the nature is connected to this Ushna and Shita. That's what I want to say. Even the herbs, the food you eat, everything is connected having these two qualities. So Virya is nothing but the hot and cold. It's given ginger is uh, hot by nature. Cold herbs is coriander. So if you have any indigestion problem, which drug you have to choose? Indigestion, you have to use ginger, pepper, like that. If you have any acidity problems, what to use? Coriander, cinnamon, then fenugreek, mint. All these things are pitta hara by nature, which reduces pitta, the heat, acidity. Those who are having indigestion problem, then you have to use with pitta kara, which increases the agni, deepana, and pachana to activate the agni and to help to digest the food. So you have to use jeera, pepper, spices like ginger, trikadu, we call it. So all these things we need to understand in our common life in this way. Then it is easy. In our daily life, we can choose our own food as a medicine because the best food, best medicine is the food only. If you know how to eat properly, most of the diseases or disorders can be balanced or avoided according to the prakriti and vikriti. If one should choose, then it will be much better. You can choose not only the food, but also their activities, their profession. Everything should be chosen as per their body type, Prakriti and Vikriti. So vipaka, as you see here, long-term effect after the digestion. I told you an example, Madhura, Rasa, honey. In vipaka, it becomes just opposite, but is katu, spicy. And prabhava is a special effect beyond the you know its quality and all. It is independent from all the previous things. Rasa, Guna, Virya, Vipaka and all. The prabhava is a specific action of drugs. So like that. These are the five areas or five levels or five pillars by which any substance act. Let's go to the next slide. So this is about our tradition and more than 250, 300 years now in this field of so here we are seeing the different aspects of Chikitsa. So there are mainly two types of Chikitsa, that is Shamana and Shodana. What is Shamana? See, suppose there is a dosha aggravation in our body. Say for example, kapha is increased. And because of the vitiation of kapha in our body, you may get different types of diseases. One common thing we can say that is the blocked nose or uh, sinus inflammation. The kapha aggravates inside because it is a sthana, it's a place of kapha dosha, the head area. So suppose you are eating ice cream during a rainy day, the monsoon season. So that means it increases the kapha in the body, the quality of kapha, because the ice cream quality is shita, guru, and snigdha, and all these things. These are similar to the quality of kapha. So naturally, when you eat this dosha, this type of food, the dosha will increase. The kapha dosha will increase, and it causes the secretion, more secretion of kapha, and it could result in the block of the tubes and ends up in sinus pain or headache. What shall we do for it? Two ways you can treat it. One is Shamana Chikitsa, another is Shodana Chikitsa. So Shamana Chikitsa is what? You after eating this ice cream, if you drink a hot coffee, what is the quality of coffee? Coffee is just opposite quality of thing, which is hot by nature, spicy by nature, which reduces, as we know, we have learned the the five pillars. Then you have learned that which is hot, that which is spicy by nature, which is tikta by nature. Coffee is astringent also. So that quality reduces kapha in our body. So when you drink a hot coffee after eating an ice cream, it is a Shamana Chikitsa, pacifying the dosha within our body. Suppose if you eat some heavy meal, you might have seen that, especially you people have a habit in North India, after eating heavy food, you chew the pan, right? With jeera and so many spices inside. What is the use of that? Of course, it helps to improve the digestive fire, which increases the deepana pachana of this thing. So that is the purpose of it. It is not simply you are doing this. See, our culture is so rich. Our ancestors have done a lot of research in this, and they have developed this sort of techniques. In Kerala, there is a proverb which says the chakkeki chukka. Chakka means the jackfruit, which is very heavy, especially the ripe jackfruit. The sweet jackfruit is very heavy, difficult to digest. And they have mentioned the antidote for it, the shamana for it, that is chukka. Chukka means nothing but dried ginger. Chakkeke chukka. So those who are eating the heavy food, you need to use the opposite, that is deepana pachana, along with that food. And it's an antidote. So this way we need to understand the shamana aspect. It is not only the herbal things, but also diet, lifestyle, everything. Suppose you are eating again the example of uh, ice cream, or we can use the yogurt. That is another example. Yogurt. Yogurt is somewhat very similar qualities like ice cream, yogurt. So if you eat, and according to Ayurveda, you are not supposed to eat yogurt after sunset. Okay, this is very, very important. Please remember, after sunset, you should not use the yogurt or lassi or anything like that because it is very heavy. It can cause a lot of blocks in the body. Suppose you are eating, for some reason, you are eating yogurt. So what to do after that? Again, you need to drink either some what you call the jeera water, the cumin seed. Cumin is again deepana pachana by nature. So you can use the cumin after that, or eating the pan leaf with cumin, or with a little bit of elaichi, or a little bit of lavang. That is all together, you make a mixture and you chew it. It increases. So it is a Shamana Chikitsa. Then what is Shodana Chikitsa? Shodana Chikitsa is eliminating that particular dosha from the body, cleaning it out or washing it out. Suppose you eat um, what you call the curd in the night. What to do after that? You have to do, to reduce the vata, you have to use some hot water gargling. You can keep some hot water in your mouth so that all the sinuses will be warmed up. So even if there is some secretion, it will not create any block, it will go away. Or you do something called, the nasya with some salt water. So that helps to clean the passage, even if it is producing, that is removing the dosha by creating some irritation in that area. So it helps to release the dosha from the body. That is elimination therapy. Shodhana Chikitsa is nothing but eliminatory therapy. So Chikitsa can be broadly classified into Shamana and Shodhana. So Shamana means pacifying the dosha within our body. Shodhana means elimination of the doshas from the body by creating an irritation. For example, another example, you have developed some indigestion. For example, after eating, uh, what is that? Gulab jamun. In Calcutta, I think you are more famous for gulab jamun. It's very sweet, heavy, and all. So if you eat it in the night on a rainy day, definitely it can cause, not for all people, those who are having some health issues and all those who are having low digestive fire, definitely you will get indigestion. So what to do after eating that? You can, if you develop it, either you have to vomit it out, that is the shodana chikitsa. Drink some hot water if it is creating indigestion like problem. I usually suggest the best way is to drink some hot water with salt and put your finger in your mouth and vomit it out. My mother used to give me that because I used to eat a lot of sweets. So after that, my stomach will get upset. I cannot sleep, gas, this, that. So immediately she know what is the treatment. She mix hot water with some salt and make me drink and vomit it out. In 2 3 minutes, I will be fine. All the kapha will go out, eliminated it. But digesting it, it take me a long time. If she gives me some medicines to digest it, it may take long time to settle. So the best way that for that is vomit it out, release it, so that your system will be clean and you will be fine in no time or in few minutes you will be. So the best way of eliminating the dosha from the body, that is shodhana chikitsa, is more effective. But we cannot do this shodhana chikitsa for all people. Say for example, an old person whose health is very weak, if you are having some other health issues, then if you go for this virechana, or sorry, eliminatory therapy, they may develop some other complications. So we cannot do for Shodhana Chikitsa for all, but Shamana can be given for everything, everyone. Those who are having weak body, weak energy, weak digestive fire and all, also we can do this Shamana Chikitsa. So this way you need to understand. Then what is Dravya Chikitsa? Dravya Chikitsa means using some sort of Dravya in both Shamana and Shodhana, you need to use Dravya. So for example, salt water is also a Dravya which helps for elimination. Ginger water or what you call the cumin seed water is also a Dravya which helps for Shamana. That means pacifying or Deepana Pachana or digesting the food within the body. So that the dosha will be balanced, it will take more time and it is very light method. Shodhana Chikitsa means eliminatory therapy. So there also you need the Dravya. So this way you need to understand what is Shamana and Shodhana. The people all around the world, they used to call me, I want to do the Panchakarma Chikitsa in 2 days. Is it possible? I used to say, sorry, we can't do that. So Panchakarma Chikitsa is a Shodhana Chikitsa, eliminatory therapy. You need to prepare your body properly before you go for the elimination therapy because these toxins which accumulates in our body is very sticky by nature, which is having that quality of pichila, that is stickiness. So those people who want to do this detox rejuvenation therapy, detox therapy, should understand it is not a simple treatment. It needs more time. It needs proper preparation. Then only it will be effective. Of course, it is very effective if you do it properly. So that is what we need to understand. We'll go to the next slide. That is the Rasayana Chikitsa. So we have seen Shamana, Shodhana. Let us see what is Rasayana means. So Rasayana is nothing but Rasa means what? Strengthening. Resipikia. Rasana means that word you can say that there are Navarasas, Shadrasas and all, which helps to, strengthen. Ayana means what? Ayana means the throats or the tissues. You can say in a word, there's ayana means tissues. So we need to strengthen all the tissues. Sapta dadus, there are 7 dadus identified by our Acharya, starting from the skin level. Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda, Sasti, Majja, Shukra. So the rasa is the outer cover, or we can say which is the first product of the food what you eat. And we can say in a way, if you take the cross section of the body, starting from the skin, rasa is the product of, skin is the product of rasa dhatu, we can say. You might have noticed that the people who are suffering from skin diseases or respiratory tract diseases, because they are very much connected, because both are skin, originating from the same thing in the embryology, in the development. So any food which is creating the problem to the skin can cause the lung disorders, or anything which is irritating your lung can cause skin disease. So these two things are very much connected. So the skin is the outer cover, we can say in a way, is a product of rasa. Rekta, as we know that the rasa is getting converted into rekta, which is the food chain, what we can say after the digestion, the whatever food is absorbing from the body to the small intestines will get absorbed into the blood. So which transforms or which later becomes, the nutrients or from the food you eat converts into different tissues in our body. Whatever is required for the body by the different tissues will be absorbed from this bloodstream from the food. It is called Kedara Kulya Nyaya. That is the way it is mentioned. Kedara Kulya Nyaya. What it means? Kedara Kulyanaya means when the blood, the example is when the water, you know, in the paddy field or in the fields, we mix these nutrients or whatever the fertilizers and all with the water, and we will flow it through the paddy field. So each paddy plant takes whatever it is required for it from the stream, which is similarly when the blood flows through the tissues, through the dhamanis, each tissue picks what it required. The astidhatu picks what it is required, like calcium and all, will be absorbed from the bloodstream by the bone tissue. So when it reaches the medodhatu, which picks up what it is required, that is the fat or the fatty acid, like that. Similarly, every tissues in our body has to be rejuvenated or strengthened, because when we get any disease or any disorders, all the dhadus will start getting depleted, or even by the age or by the season, many reasons, the dhadus will get affected. So we need to nourish them in a proper way according to the dhatu shaya or dhatu vritti. Based on that, you need to select the food, lifestyle, food habits, everything. This all comes under the Rasayana only. So that way we need to understand about the Rasayana Chikitsa. Rasayana means rejuvenation of tissues or dhatus. That is what we need to understand about it. So Rasayana means rejuvenation therapy, works on dhatus, which we have already mentioned, body tissues and cellular nourishment. It works in the cellular level or in the micronutrient, microcellular level. It works. Promotes longevity, strength, immunity, and that is the result of this rejuvenation. Often used after shodana to rebuild and restore the balance. So the best example we say for this is rejuvenation or rasayana can be done only after panchakarma or shodhana chikitsa. Why it is so? Why we need to do this shodhana or elimination of doshas before we do the rasayana? I will tell you an example. Suppose your house become faded and with oil, some grease and so many things, or your car, whatever is greasy and all. Can we put the paint initially, even if it is very much faded and all? No, we won't do that. First, we use some chemicals like soap or some shampoo and all. First, we clean the grease, clean that sticky things, clean the mud, everything. Then only you will do the painting work, right? Similarly, here in our body also, when it is dirty, when it is toxic, we cannot go for rasayana chikitsa as such. It is of no use, or it won't get be utilized. It will cause more complication. So then first we need to burn the toxins using Shamana Chikitsa and then Shodana Chikitsa, eliminating the doshas. Then that time your body may become more weak because when we do the burning and all types of elimination and all, you might have noted that after a big virechana or a vamana, you feel more tired. Your system will be low energy. Okay, fine. That is a part of it. When you go through the process, your body becomes weak. Your body becomes, we call it tender. In Ayurveda, we call it tender. Then you have to take care of it properly with proper food and medicines, with proper lifestyle and all. One should maintain the life uh, during this treatment. That's why usually the people, they go for some resorts for treatment. I'm not against any resorts and all. But most of the resorts are located either on the hills or on the seaside. What is the problem? See, after the treatment, your body will be weak. And if you go to the sea for swimming and all, exposing to the wind, your body will get tired. Already it is tired, and you are exposing to such things can cause more issues. When you go to the hills and all, what will have? It is very cold and dry. Already your body is weak, and you are exposing to such cold, dry weather. It may cause more, difficulties for your system. So I usually suggest if you take a therapy in a proper way, if you want to take therapy, do it in the Samatala Pradesh. That means the moderate weather area, not very cold, not very dry, not very hot and all. It's a moderate weather place will be always better for the rejuvenation purpose or the therapeutic purpose. That is my opinion, my experience. People may have different opinions, but it's according to my understanding, this is what I understood. When we go to the Rasayana in daily life, you know, that is another very important. Every time you cannot go for, the Shodana and some other type of therapy. What we can do in the Nitya Rasayana, daily use. So the best Rasayana for daily use is your food only. Remember, your food is the first Rasayana. If you eat the food properly, in the correct time, in the correct way, in the correct quantity, that is the best Rasayana, remember. Then only all the other things like Kamla, Ashwagandha, Brahmi, people are very familiar to it. Many people used to call me, shall I use Brahmi? Shall I use Ashwagandha? Shall I use Amla? Everything is good if you know how to use it properly. That is our interest of this topic. We need to know how to use this in our daily life or who should use and who should not use all these things. We will see in the coming days, according to the tissues, according to this different, dhatu level, how this will work, how can we use it, that we will see over a period of time. In the 4 classes, I think our Pujaji is organizing it on 21st onwards for 4 days. So this is a good opportunity for you to understand about, your Prakriti, Vikriti, that is your nature, and to choose the food or lifestyle according to that. In the previous class, we have discussed, we have done with the Marma therapy, which is a very specific area of Ayurveda, very specialized area. But here, this is about the food, your life. So this is very, very important for everyone. So I request all of you to attend it without failure because this gives you a good insight into how to use. Because in olden days, our ancestors, our great grandmothers, they know how to use it, maybe without knowing the theory behind it. That is something, the difference between new generation and old generation. If our grandma told us, my beta, Betty, this is something like this, we never used to question her. Why you said like that? What is the reason? I won't do. But the new generation, they won't. And it is good. I appreciate that. That's a generation change. Generation, new generation. They used to question without satisfying their intellectual, craving or understanding. They won't accept what we say. So we should learn why we do it. Mostly we say Viruddha Ahara. What is Viruddha Ahara? unwholesome food. Certain food cannot combine together. Recently, very recently, it happened in Kerala, in near to our house, I mean near to Cochin. One girl, after taking some fish, I think some prawns or something she has drunken, she has taken some citrus food, I think lemon juice. Within seconds,
ठीक
she
है
died.
बहुत हेल्पिंग है
So why?
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ एक बार मैं अभी बैक कॉल मार रहा हूँ आपको ठीक है
Sorry, sir, just 1 minute. There was someone. I'll just unmute you, sir. 1 second, sir. So, can you just unmute yourself once? Yeah, perfect.
Okay, we were talking about the Viruddhahara, the one thing which has happened recently in our state, in our place. One girl, I think about 24, 25-year-old girl, after taking, the whole family has taken it. That is the difference. The whole family has taken the same food and same lime water, but this particular girl died in no seconds. That is the reaction. So Viruddha, they say that very clearly. You are not no, supposed to combine different types of food, which is very, very important. Another thing is very commonly we use is honey and ghee. There is matra viruddha. It should not take the ghee and honey on the same quantity. Either honey should be little high quantity or less quantity than this, not equal quantity. So like that, there are so many substance we cannot combine together. And don't heat the honey. The modern, I mean, I don't know, the I have seen in many cooking classes, they used to heat the honey and do this. According to Ayurveda, it is very, very bad for the health. We may not know immediately like this reaction, but definitely over a period of time, it can cause different types of health issues. So like that, Guna Viruddha, Matra Viruddha, Virya Viruddha. There are different types of Viruddhaharas. That is one of the thing which we need to understand. So here it is very clearly mentioned. Herbs like Amaliki, Ashwagandha, Brahmi is used regularly. Yes, of course, you can use it properly, regularly and properly. Proper way of using it. Taken right anupana after the food. Very, very important. What is anupana? Anu saha paschapiyade. Anu along with, uh, together with, saha along with, paschat after. So before food, during food, after food. Whatever you are taking along with the main course of food is called anupana. I told you chakka kichukka. After taking the chakka, that is the panasa, jackfruit, you have to drink some ginger water, paschat. So it helps for the digestion. That is an anupana for that. After a good meal, you should drink buttermilk. Why? Which helps for digestion. That's anupana. It's not only with the food, with the also medicines. After eating chavana prasha, it is said you have to drink milk for the purpose of proper digestion and absorption. Anupana. Then act as both preventive or restorative approach to restoration of health and to prevent some problems. I mentioned different context about it. Then must be chosen as per Prakriti and Vikriti, Prakriti and season. So inborn Prakriti and outside Prakriti. And also the seasonal changes. Some food you should take during winter. Some food you should not take it in winter. Some activities you have to do it in winter. Some activity you should not do it in winter. So like that, many people think alcohol is something very bad. Yes, of course. Alcohol is something not advisable. Okay, those who are listening to it don't think that I'm an alcoholic or supporting alcohol. But according to Ayurveda, alcohol is nothing but a medicine, a great medicine. Suppose you are suffering from fever. You may take some, most of us might have taken paracetamol. So if you have a 104 point some degree of Fahrenheit fever, will you drink 1 liter of paracetamol? No, right? If you drink, you will die immediately. So there is a dose for everything. There is a timing. You have to take this in this time, right? So one should use alcohol also like that. It's like a medicine. It is something like ambrosia, if you know how to use it properly. Otherwise, it is equivalent to Kalakuda Visham. That's the most the dangerous poison. So it can work like that. Okay. So anything in this nature, as I told you, can be used as a medicine, including alcohol. But the problem with the alcohol, it also can create some sort of addiction. The people are not only getting addicted to alcohol, okay, they get addicted to many things. Any addiction. Dhyayade vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu vajayade. This is what our great doctor, Sri Krishna said to Arjuna. Arjuna, look, all the problem starts from dhyana, overindulgence. Anything, if you are overuse it or misuse it, you will get sangha, you get an addiction to it. Sangasteshu bhajayade. So you have to learn a little bit of Bhagavad Gita for that. Because Krishna, Dr. Krishna, I used to call him Dr. Krishna. Dr. Krishna is a great psychologist as well as a, mentor. It's a great personality. So this is what we need to understand about the Prakriti, the season and all. That is what another topic which we, like Prakriti, Vikriti based herb selection. So Prakriti is nothing but the inherent constitution. Herbs like, when you choose a food or lifestyle or anything, according to the vikriti. Vikriti means the change which happens to the Prakriti. You please understand what is vikriti. I am Pitta Prakriti by nature, by my Prakriti. From the time I am born till I die, my Prakriti will be Pitta, predominant with Kapha, Pitta, Kapha Prakriti. Normally people are not one single Prakriti. It will be a combination. So I am Pitta Kapha by nature. So based on that only I should choose my food. And also the season, the climate condition, that is the outside Prakriti. For example, in my case, if I eat ice cream in Kerala weather, that is very humid weather, definitely within a day or two, I will get sinus inflammation or sinus headache, some sort of thing. The same me, if I go to Dubai and in that hot desert weather, that is dry, hot weather, if I eat ice cream, it will not make any problem for me. I have experienced it because it is opposite to the quality of Kapha Pitta. So that won't make any problem. So according to the season, according to the place, according to your weather condition, one should choose the food, which is similar for me with the curd also, yogurt also. In Kerala weather, in this weather, I cannot use it. If I go to Rajasthan, I can use it. So this way you need to understand. The same me reacts different way according to the different area. Okay. Vikriti, the current dosha imbalance or disease state. That is what? The present state is called Vikriti. Where I am in now. And what is the season? What age I am in? What time of the day it is? The same me, there is little chance of developing the sinus problem or headache if I take the same ice cream in the mid-noon. But for me, even that won't help me. Even if I take curd or ice cream in the mid-noon also, most of the time I will get headache after that. So for me, even though I like ice creams, I am afraid nowadays to take it. So this is what happens. There is something which is mentioned here, the example of ashwagandha suits vata, but it is not ideal for high pitta because it increases the heat in the body. So we need to know about. So that is why ashwagandha usually you take it with milk. So it helps to reduce the heat of it. Okay, this way you need to understand about the drugs or the materials or Dravya. So Dravya is not only, as I told you, the herbs or the things, food or everything. Even you can use the heat as a Dravya. Ushna, Shita, all these things you can use as a matter because it is also a state of matter. You call it, the Pancha Dravya. So you need to know how to use it properly according to the Prakriti, Vikriti. Everything, please understand, we need to select according to our dosha condition, Prakriti and Vikriti. So here there are some examples how to take Tribhala. Tribhala, usually you take it with warm water. It helps to, the move, eliminate the doshas from the colon, gently detoxify. That is very important of Tribhala. So usually we are not supposed to take Trabhala with cold water or with cold food or heavy food. Usually you take Trabhala with honey. As I told you, honey is very hot by nature when it goes through the vipaka, and it with warm water usually. When the same Triphala, when it combined with honey and ghee, it gives you a Rasayana effect. So that way. So that is why the Triphala is a wonderful drug of choice for different purpose. It works in a Shamana, it works in shodana, it works as a Rasayana. It's a very, very, very important combination. Haritaki, Vibhitaki, Amlaki. These three cherries or berries, gooseberry, Terminaria chabula, all these things. I mean, that is a botanical name. Ablica officinalis, that is the amla. So these three things combined in a particular way, it is a wonderful drug of choice for many, many conditions. Then Brahmi, very, very common drug. The people always talk about Brahmi. The Brahmi, you can use it in different way. They can Brahmi with, as a decoction. Brahmi can be used as a, with warm milk. It can be mixed with ghee. It can be mixed with, jaggery. Different ways of using it according to the condition, according to the age factor and all. So for different aspects of function. So ideal for students, stress and sleep issues, the students and all with a lot of, the stress, especially during the +2, +1 time, and also in the, there is a time that the children goes through a very big stress, both from the parents and from the teachers and from the siblings, very, very, and from the hormones. Another thing is hormones, Oh, we have gone through such a difficult time with our two children last 2-3 years till they got some selection into the colleges. It was a very, very, very tough time, which I had never forget in my life. Such a difficult period. I never used to think such a difficult time comes in our life. So the children, they are going through please understand our children of that age, teenage. We may think why the children do like that. They are going through a very, very difficult time. That's why the hormonal changes, the stress, the pressure, like in pressure cooker. So please understand our teenage children and treat them sympathetically and empathetically, not sympathy, empathy. In our age group, we never understood that because what this difficult situation is, because I have never, I don't remember actually my parents gone through such a difficult time. I don't think so. But now the parents and the children, the teachers, everyone is going through fire, what we call frying pan. So much of heat and pressure, stress. So please understand, we need to face it. We need to overcome it. So that is very, very important. So for them, Brahmi is very good if you know how to use it. You have to mix it in the proper way. One should know about the digestive condition. You don't use Brahmi simply like that. You have to go through the proper way. There's different situation. And it enhances the brain function. For many of the neurological problems, we can use the Brahmi as a medicine. Brahmi Krida, like we use it very much for the conditions like neurological problems, the stroke, post-stroke, brain stroke, Alzheimer's, and that sort of, senile dementia, then Parkinson's, all these things we can use Brahmi as a medicine. And every morning, if you take a little bit of Brahmi powder or ghee with Brahmi, you will get it in different tablets or powder form or with milk. It's one of the best combination that way. So Google also, how to use the Google. Google is another main drug which we use for many of the inflammatory conditions, pitta related issues. But actually, Gulgulu is working as a vehicle also. As such, it has got medicinal effect, but it carries the quality of other drugs. That is the beauty of this Google. So there are different types of combinations which is making from Gulgulu. Yogaraja Gulgulu, you might have heard. Simhanada Gulgulu. Then Tribala Gulgulu. Gokshura Gulgulu. There are different herbs which is combining with this Gulgulu. It carries the active principle. It is a good vehicle also. The honey is a very good vehicle, okay. So that is why honey is being used as a vehicle for many drugs. Similarly, the Gugulu also. So it is say that how to use it, because it is very tikshna. What is the quality of a vehicle? It should go fast. The alcohol is a very good vehicle. Why? Because it takes the quality of the drugs and it reaches the destination very fast. That is what we need. The medicine should work fast in the specific area of action. So you need a proper vehicle for it. Similarly, the Gulgulu helps in joint issues, metabolism, reducing ama. Yes, it helps to reduce the toxins. It helps to improve the metabolism. And you should combine it with the milk. So you have to use some milk after that. So like that, you can use the usage of Gulgulu. There are so many Gulgulu preparations in Ayurveda. So the another thing is Anupana and Viruddha, which we have already mentioned. What is Anupanam? Anusaha Paschat. That enhances the herb action. Anupan, along with. There are different types of thing, warm water, milk, honey, ghee, which are all using as Anupana, the right carrier of herbs. So which carries the active principle of this particular drug. You need a vehicle, right? So that is what it is. Helps in directing herb to the intended dhatu or dosha, the area where to reach. So this vehicle will help you to take this active principle of the medicine to the destined area. So for example, for many of the neurological diseases, you use ghee as a vehicle. Why? Because the covering of the nervous tissue is fat only. So you have to use the herbs, which the active principles of the herbs, which can be absorbed by the ghee. So that the ghee can move through the barrier of the covering of the nerves and it works in the nervous tissue. So that is why we use ghee for many of the neurological problems. The reason is that because it carries the active principles of the herbs or medicines and it takes it within the nervous tissue through the barrier, because fat is a barrier through which it will go. That is the reason. Viruddha also is called the wrong combination that disturb digestion or dosha. Milk with sour fruits. You have a lot of milkshakes nowadays, my God. mango shake. Everything you mix with milk and it may be tasty, but not healthy, definitely. Ghee plus honey in equal proportion, I told you. Tribala plus milk is counterproductive. Causes ama, accumulation of proper absorption. So it acts in different way. The example which I told you, that girl died, the what you call the uh, fish with sour food, with buttermilk and all, it causes a lot of toxins immediately, and it ends up in the very fast complication. Not necessarily all the time it works like that, but over a period of time it may cause problems. So please understand about this aspect of it, viruddhahara, incompatible combinations. So as when you look at on nutshell, it's already 8:45. So we have talked about the different types of pillars, that is Dravya. It works with Rasa, Guna, Virya, vipaka, prabhava. The the different Anupasaha Paschat, that Anupana, Viruddhara, etc. Rasayana, we talked about what is Rasayana and what is Shodana, Shamana. And also we talked about the Prakriti, Vikriti, which is the key area to understand about oneself, about the Prakriti and Vikriti. So with this, we are completing today's introductory session. So thank you everyone for being with us and to participate actively in this 1 hour class. I am sure that about 55, 60 people have joined today's class. I say our gratitude with all of you for taking this opportunity and getting empowered about our traditional knowledge. And I request you to impart to your family also, because those who are not here, they should also be benefited, especially the young generation. I am very much thankful to you, Pujaji, for taking this, media, this, the platform, the Zoom and other social medias and the new technologies. And I am very much thankful to my son for making this opportunity, because I am very poor in all these technologies. I am in a tradition. Now, it's very difficult for me. I am very sad to say that I am not for that. So he only helped me. He worked a lot for making this thing happening properly. And I am very much thankful to him also, giving me the good presentation. And so this is about today, and I request Poojaji to take over.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. It was such a lovely class. It was just too good. Just 1 second. Yeah. So I hope everyone can see me as well as sir now. So firstly, thank you, sir. This was so very empowering. And another thing which I would want to tell everyone over here is that, see, something like Google, or you can just get this information from anywhere, ki, okay, what you have to eat, right? But that is just one simple piece of information. But what sir is teaching us over here is that just taking a pill, okay, so take an example of something as simple as trifla. I know that I have to consume trifla. One, I'm just consuming because someone told me to, and one, I'm consuming and I'm understanding exactly which dhatu it is working on, what is happening in my body, right? If I consume anything with this understanding, it is going to 100% work more effectively for me, right? So that is why we are doing this course, so that simple things we can enhance, maybe our eyesight, probably our bone health. So many of our elders today, unfortunately, in India, are suffering from diabetes, they're suffering from osteoporosis, low calcium, low iron. So I think how beautifully sir has explained everything. He's further going to tell us about all the dhatus, how the various diseases are related to the various dhatus, and how we can cure them, how we can sort of empower the various tissues and various organs in our body through these power of Ayurveda. And sir is an expert. He's like an Ayurvedic surgeon who's like, I am very grateful for him to like agree to give us this time, his valuable time. And of course, very, very grateful to each one of you to have joined today's session, which means you've started the journey. As sir already mentioned, we are doing this 4-day course, which is a very, very extensive course where we'll try to give as much as possible. So 4 days course, we'll try to cover all of these things that which I just mentioned, which diseases are related to which dhatu, and then how to empower those, and how to daily life, how to use food as medicine, which is what Ayurveda is all about. So you all can join us for that journey. I'll be sharing all the other details soon. um, and yeah, 21st to 24th, and we are doing from at the same time 7:30 to 9. And for those who are traveling during that time, I always provide lifetime access of all the videos, notes, presentations, everything, so you can always come back to it, and always get back for any doubts or anything. So if you have been interested in something like this, like confused that so many herbs are there, doctor has told me to eat this, so but what is the right way of eating it? Should we eat all this together or not? Which is good to consume at brahmi, should be consumed at night or in the morning? So these simple things coming right from the source, right from a teacher who is sitting in Kerala. So this is a very good opportunity. Of course, towards the end of the course, we'll talk more about sir's center, like sir does panchakarma treatments, and also I'll be telling you all about everything. But right now, this is the course which we have collated in 4 days, complete basic to advanced. We're trying to teach. So whoever wishes to join, please do connect with me. And thank you once again, sir. We can never thank you enough. You just break down things so simply. It is even some new learnings for me also. So thank you so very much. I would like to yeah, so we can, if you permit, then we can have like, we can take 3-4 questions if someone has to, if people have to ask. Should we take like
Please,
3-4?
please, please.
So we'll take like 3 or 4 questions. So if you have any questions related to, like, if you want to ask something, you can raise your hands. Yeah, okay. Revati ji, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm just recovering from amoebiasis. I'm in the hospital right now. So after I finish this treatment, I would like to actually I was thinking of taking some Ayurvedic treatment. I really am interested in because I need that rejuvenation or whatever. Now my body's become totally weak with antibiotics. So I want to know what is recommended to make the body strong again.
So right now you are in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I finished now. I finished the course of antibiotics. Now I'm getting discharged tomorrow.
Mhm.
It's
Uh,
fine. But
the,
make the
yeah.
body strong.
Hmm. So you are suffering from amoebiosis, right? Amoebic dysentery.
Yeah.
Okay. See, most of these microorganisms uh,
Mm.
goes deeper into our tissues, not only in the digestive level, even though the symptoms are more in the digestive tract, like
Mm.
vomiting or indigestion or loose motion, stomach pain, and all these things. It takes away the it works in the different dhatus, because from where the all tissue, all the dhatus, the rasa dhatu is manifested or developed after the digestion. So when we are using the antibiotic, as you have mentioned, it not only kills the unwanted microorganisms, but it kills the good bacteria also. So that is the
Mm.
reason for our weakness and tenderness and all this. So I usually suggest after the course of antibiotic, don't start taking heavy food initially. Don't use any rasayana initially, because rasayanas are always very difficult to digest. It is heavy. So to start with the peyadi krama, we call it the light food. Okay, always use some light food like porridge. I can
Mm.
suggest you the best is the rice only, not wheat, because wheat also
Yeah.
is not easy to digest. So you can start with some puffed rice. You know what is puffed rice?
Ah, yes, murmura.
I don't know the Hindi name. Puffed
Yes,
rice.
That white.
yes.
Yeah. So the Ayurveda says that puffed rice with buttermilk. That is why buttermilk, it contains a lot of probiotic bacteria. Why puffed rice? Easy to digest. So just take the porridge which is made from this puffed rice and easily releasing, energy. Puffed rice is very easy to digest.
Mm.
And with that combination, it will be very, very useful initially for a few days. At least once a day, you take this, we call more kanji. More means buttermilk. Buttermilk with puffed rice, malar kanji.
Mm.
And
And
there
take
is a,
congee,
pardon?
congee water with that. That
Yeah,
Kerala rice,
kanji,
no, that's
yes,
very good.
kanji, porridge, yeah, kanji you make. Very simple, very simple you can make it. Just take some puffed rice, warm the buttermilk, not boil it, because when you boil your bacteria will die. Or you can boil this puffed rice in water. Then you add a little bit of buttermilk to it and drink it. That is very, very useful for this condition. That is very
Mm.
clearly mentioned after this dysentery-like conditions. More malar kanji. Malar kanji means the puffed rice kanji, which is with in combination with more. Okay.
Mm.
After you start getting proper digestion, proper appetite and all, then you can slowly introduce some other food under Rasayana and all. So that is the thing. There, of course, you need to do the detoxing. That's a different thing. We
Mm.
can discuss if you want personally. But this is
Mm.
the principle behind it. Okay.
Mm.
So initially now, when you go back home, you try this Malar Kanji and see the difference. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, doctor.
Thank you, sir. Raji's iPhone, you can ask in a mute. Yeah, you can unmute Raji's iPhone.
It wasn't getting unmuted earlier, so it has now. Hello, doctor. My question is a general question. Your body is changing all the time, right? So, even going through a process like a panchkarma, which is elimination and rejuvenation, do you recommend this once a year or something?
It's a good question. Do you drive?
Sorry?
Do you drive?
Yeah.
Which car?
A Merc.
Which brand?
Merc.
Okay. How many kilometers now?
I don't know. Doesn't matter. It may be 40,000 or whatever, because I've just moved cities. So,
Okay. How many times you take it for servicing?
once a year. Merc is
Why?
only once a year.
Why?
Because it's you do everything, you do all the changing of oil, this, that, everything is done once a year, and the car maintains and does well.
Yeah. So same
Runs well.
like our body. It's also a big machine. You
Yeah.
need to do what you are doing with your car. Okay.
So that's why my question, once a year is good, because you don't know, you can't keep checking your doshas and this and that all the time, right? So it's good to do, is that panchkarma, and is it a 10-day, 15-day process? You also said that anything, you can't do anything in 2 days, right?
Correct.
So my question was also that you do it once a year, and what's the time that you are looking at?
See, that depends on the amount of doshas and the health condition, the number of days are required. But in general, I can say that once in a year is the best way of doing it, or even once in 6 months for certain conditions, we advise. Those who are
Yes.
having chronic illnesses like diabetes, lifestyle problems, and all,
Yeah.
we suggest even in 6 months,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a very good question, ma'am.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
Last question for today. Jaspreet ji, please unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir. Sir,
Good
actually,
evening, ma'am.
my mom, she is vomiting every day. She is 80 years old and she's having nausea feeling 24 hours a day. Matlab, if not vomiting every day, then on alternate days or twice a week. Matlab, also she doesn't take the medicine. Like I brought vomit app for her. She says that I don't want to take medicines.
So what is your question?
What should I do? Matlab, she's vomiting so much nausea feeling. What should I do for her? Diet or something you can suggest.
See, 80-year-old lady
And
needs to.
her back, no, spinal cord is totally bent. That is also there.
Okay, so there will be some pressure, on the gastrointestinal tract or the abdominal cavity. Even since the spinal cord is bent, spine is bent, so there will be some irritation there. That could be also a reason for constant vomiting. And of course, after a certain age, our enzyme system, hormone system, everything will be in a dry situation, right? It will be not easy. So I suggest you to give the same, like a very simple food. Don't give her any heavy food. Don't try to, pressure her to eat. Whatever is comfortable, give it in a watery form, like in soupy form. You can make easily, the soup which is made from rice, the puffed rice soup, or you can mix some vegetables which is easy to digest because it gives some fibers, like the beans or thing which is nothing. Don't give anything which is raw. Okay, don't give her any salads and all. It will not digest. And also, from the word I understood that you are from Punjab, right? So you are
And
from
then,
the,
but we are sick. Yeah.
okay. So they may be used to eat a lot of wheat product, but wheat products are not easy for
She
digestion.
is feeling having chapati.
Pardon?
Chapati, wheat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying wheat products are not easy to digest. Even if you eat wheat product, chapati like thing, mix it with a lot of water,
Okay.
with some soup or with some, don't use heavy dals because it may not digest, like rajma, the chena, this sort of soya, this sort of, better to use the moong dal. Okay, moong dal will be much better combination with if she's very particular. See, usually after the age of 75, 80, I won't say any patyam for anyone. Why? Because they have lived their life. Okay,
Hmm.
so whatever they feel comfortable, I usually say, please be with them, be empathetic with them. If you are in that situation, what you prefer, just think like that. Okay, don't
She's
force
having black
any
dal every
medicine.
day. I think that is heavy for her.
Pardon?
Black colored dal. In Punjabi, we call it maa ki dal. I don't know.
That could have done. Yes, that is heavy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like buttermilk, this thing can be good, which is easy to digest. Rice with dal, we call it rice kanji. We can use the broken rice, the kanji, broken rice. Broken rice with this buttermilk, some vegetable soups, all these things I think better for. And give little by little. Don't try to feed her full because she may vomit or she may get nausea. So in a day, suppose if she is taking how much of food she is needed just for maintaining her, activities, that is enough. So say suppose if you are giving her one glass of soup, give it uh, in equal intervals, say 2 spoons, 3 spoons, like that, little, 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 so that it will not vomit. Anyone who is vomiting, don't give, big quantity. Then muhu, that is the annakalam which is mentioned. Muhu, that is small portion in between. That will be another choice for her, I think.
And how to deal with nausea? She's having nausea 24 hours a day. She's saying, I'll vomit, I will vomit.
She's not vomiting now.
Sometimes she vomits, but she is feeling nausea 24 hours a day.
See, we cannot help it in that way. We have to make them understand, be empathetic with her because her spine is curved. That is creating pressure in the abdominal area. So naturally there will be an irritation. So don't feed her much. And if she says some thing you can use, of course, then you can use some simple thing. I can tell you, the honey with this little bit of lime. You can mix with that and put one drop in the mouth so that she won't get that feeling of vomiting, nausea.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Don't worry, we'll be covering all this in much more details in the course. Okay. So yeah, I think I would conclude the session for today. And thank you once again, everyone. Thank you once again, sir. Thank you so much. Wish you a very good night to everyone.
Good night, good night.
Good night.